Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another day of a year of miracles. Today we're on A Course in Miracles workbook lesson number 291. And this starts another section of lessons. So today's section that we're starting is section number 8. What is the real world? So I'm going to read a brief introduction before we start the lessons in this section. The real world is a symbol, like the rest of what perception offers. Yet, it stands for what is opposite to what you made. Your world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witnesses of terror to your mind. The real world cannot be perceived except through eyes of forgiveness, and through the eyes forgiveness blesses. So they see a world where terror is impossible, and witnesses to fear cannot be found. The real world holds a counterpart for each unhappy thought reflected in your world, a sure correction for the sights of fear and sounds of battle which your world contains. The real world shows a world seen differently, through quiet eyes and with a mind at peace. Nothing but rest is there. There are no cries of pain and sorrow heard, for nothing there remains outside forgiveness. And the sights are gentle. Only happy sights and sounds can reach the mind that has forgiven itself. What need has such a mind for thoughts of death, attack, and murder? What can it perceive surrounding it but safety, love, and joy? What is there it would choose to be condemned? And what is there that it would judge against? The world it sees arises from a mind at peace within itself. No danger lurks in anything it sees, for it is kind, and only kindness does it look upon. The real world is the symbol that the dream of sin and guilt is over, and God's Son no longer sleeps. His waking eyes perceive the sure reflection of his Father's love, the certain promise that he is redeemed. The real world signifies the end of time, for its perception makes time purposeless. The Holy Spirit has no need of time when it has served his purpose. Now he waits, but that one instant more for God to take his final step, and time has disappeared, taking perception with it as it goes, and leaving but the truth to be itself. That instant is our goal, for it contains the memory of God. And as we look upon a world forgiven, it is he who calls to us and comes to take us home, reminding us of our identity, which our forgiveness has restored to us. So that is what this section is all about, the real world. So I'm going to go right into workbook lesson 291. So today's lesson is, this is a day of stillness and of peace. Christ's vision looks through me today. His sight shows me all things forgiven and at peace, and offers this same vision to the world. And I accept this vision in its name, both for myself and for the world as well. What loveliness we look upon today, what holiness we see surrounding us. And it is given us to recognize it is a holiness in which we share. It is the holiness of God himself. This day, my mind is quiet to receive the thoughts you offer me. And I accept what comes from you instead of from myself. I do not know the way to you, but you are wholly certain. Father, guide your Son along the quiet path that leads to you. Let my forgiveness be complete, and let the memory of you return to me. And that's it. That's our lesson for today. Today we just give this day over to stillness and to peace, and allow ourselves to connect to that one mind of God that we all share, right? So see how that works out for you today on this beautiful Friday, right? Thank God it's Friday. Woo! And let this day be peaceful and quiet for you if you can bring that into your day today. And try not to have thoughts of your own that are associated with the ego. Instead, let your mind be quiet and listen for the thoughts of the one mind of God that we all share, right? And see if that can change the way you look at things today, right? See if you can allow Christ's vision to look through you today, and let that be your vision for today, right? And see all things forgiven and at peace. And then you can share that with the world. That's what today's lesson is all about. You know, it's interesting too, because I was talking to one of my clients that I coach, and we talk about our wins and our challenges for the week. And one of the challenges was that this particular client was getting really angry at the stupidity that he saw around him, right? And that happens sometimes, right? We get frustrated, especially when we're driving, oh, that was so stupid. Why did you do that? Or, maybe somebody does something that we think isn't quite right, or that, disagrees with the way we think things should be done. And usually when we point out something like that, that really triggers us in other people, it all comes back to something inside of ourselves, right? That we haven't quite forgiven ourselves for. And so through our dialogue, we were able to go back to a time, usually when you're very, very young, like maybe even 2 or 3, or in early grade school, at a time that maybe you felt that you weren't very smart, or maybe you were embarrassed because you didn't know something. And those thoughts stick with you, right? Maybe you had some kind of a learning disability that, somehow made you label yourself, or maybe others you felt labeled you as being not so smart. And so when we grow into that, and we grow up feeling those feelings of unworthiness, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not, whatever it is that we are harboring those thoughts against ourselves, we have a tendency to project that out into the world, onto others, right? And that's where we get into trouble, and we're not able to forgive, right? Forgive others for maybe, whatever it is that they've done, because it triggers that part of us that we haven't forgiven ourselves for, right? That's why we say that our brothers are our saviors, especially those ones that trigger us, right? Because we think that they're doing something against us, but what they're actually doing is they're showing us a gift. They're showing us the mirror to ourselves, and they're saying, look, there's something inside of you you haven't forgiven yourself for yet, and I'm going to show it to you, because it's really going to trigger you, and you're going to probably be angry and upset at me. But really what you need to do is look inside and say, oh, I need to forgive myself for not feeling worthy or smart enough or good enough, right? So that's what this is all about when we talk about, guide your son along the quiet path that leads to you. Let my forgiveness be complete, and let the memory of you return to me. So our forgiveness is, sometimes we think we're forgiving others, but we're really forgiving that thing inside of ourselves that we just haven't been able to let go of or shake, right? So just bring that into your day with you today, and see if you can quiet your mind. And if things trigger you outside of yourself that you want to jump at, right? Just remember, just go inside, quiet your mind, find that place of forgiveness and peace, and see if Christ's vision can come through you today, and you can offer that to the world. So that's it. That's our day. That's our lesson for today. This is a day of stillness and of peace. Thanks for joining, everyone. Good to see you here on the live feed this morning, starting this new section. Happy Friday, everyone. Hi, Pam. Great to see you here on the live feed. Good morning, honey. Good to see you. Hi, my sissy. Always great to see you here this morning. Hi, Natalie. Good to see you, too. Hi, Nami. Good morning, Francine. Great to see you. Hi, Maro. Good morning, Barb. Hi, Joseph. Wherever you are, want to be in spirit. Yeah, that's right. Just be a quiet observer and allow that vision to come through you. That's right, Nami. Great advice. Hey, Terry. Great to see you here this morning. Hey, Jorge. Good to see you. Hi, Lulo. Nice to see you here. Good morning, Alicia. Hey, Bonnie. Good morning, Lori. Yes, happy Friday. So see how this lesson shows up for you today. See if you can bring that peace and that oneness into your day today. That knowledge that we share, that one mind, and can start seeing the real world, right? Instead of a world of anger and a world of that's not safe, When we start looking on our brothers with that forgiveness, right? We can start seeing the world show up differently. We can start seeing that real world, which again is part of the perception, but it's a healed perception, right? Which is the next step. Just seeing a healed perception of the world. So have a great day, everyone, and I will be back again tomorrow morning with our next live A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. Until then, have an amazing day. Hey, Mike, I see you just jumped on. Great to see you this morning. And hi, Patricia. Good to see you, too. Yeah, I know it's, these lessons that we learn, Barb, along the way, right? They just help us so much when we are going out into the world and we get triggered by our thoughts. It's always about something inside of us that we're still harboring, some type of hurt that we are still harboring, that we just need to forgive about ourselves. And then we can see the real world, right? We can see those through Christ's vision and forgiveness, and everything will change. It's amazing. It's miraculous. So I will see you all tomorrow morning with our next live A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. Until then, enjoy this beautiful Friday. And thanks again for joining, guys. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.